When we talk about the most elegant, fashionable, and chill place in Shanghai, many locals will think of a district that technically no longer exists. Luwan District Code 03. In 2011, it was merged into Huangpu District, but the charm of Luwan still lingers in the city's memory. Today, let's talk about the worthwhile places in this district. The most iconic street here is Middle Huaihai Road, once called Avenue Joffre, after the French Marshal Joseph Joffre. Since this area was part of the French concession, many surrounding roads were named after French celebrities. Even today, French influence remains everywhere, in the architecture, in the rows of tall plane trees shading the sidewalks, and in the seasonal atmosphere that changes from spring to autumn, day to night. For us Shanghainese, Huaihai Road is not just for tourists, it's a lifestyle hub. You will find flagship stores of international brands, but also hidden shops selling local Shanghai specialties. There are Michelin-starred restaurants, but also cozy local eateries tucked away on side streets. And honestly, even if you don't shop or eat, just strolling under the moated shadows of the trees is already a perfect way to enjoy the neighborhood. Unlike other tourist-heavy areas, there is no single landmark here, which means you won't see big tour groups. Instead, every building along the way tells its own story. For business, setting up an office here is also prestigious. In fact, Middle Huaihai Road is often compared to Ginza in Tokyo, a place where commerce and culture meet in style. If you take Metro Line 1 or Line 13 and get off at South Huangpi Road Station, you will arrive right at the busiest part of the Middle Huaihai Road. From there, you can simply walk west for about 1 kilometer to reach the next subway station. But don't just stay on the main street. The nearby small roads are just as charming. Streets like Nanchang Road, Maoming Road, and Sinan Road are full of hidden gems. Beautiful old buildings, boutique shops, and plenty of surprises if you just wander around. When it's time to eat, you don't have to stick to the restaurants in the shopping malls. On Jinxian Road, places like Haijinzi and Lanxin have been run by local families for decades. They serve authentic Shanghai flavors at very affordable prices. If you are in the mood for noodles or dim sum, try Weixiangzhai, Dingtele, or Canglangting. And if you want to take something home, don't miss Guangmingcun, a famous spot for cooked food takeout. Just be prepared to wait in line. When the sun sets, Luwan comes alive. From Fuxing Park to Julu Road, nightlife has thrived here for more than 30 years. This area is home to some of Shanghai's most famous nightclubs and bars, and it's often considered the #1 nightlife district in the city. Just steps away from South Huangpi Road Station, 1 block south of Middle Huaihai Road, you will find Xintiandi. This district is built around Shanghai's iconic Shikumen houses, row houses with red brick walls, arched roofs, wooden doors, and tiny courtyards. Back in the early 20th century, this was everyday life for Shanghai residents. Today, these historic buildings have been restored and reimagined as stylish restaurants, lively bars, chic boutiques, and art galleries, all while keeping their original charm intact. Xintiandi has always been a favorite hangout for expats and travelers. The area is filled with Western-style restaurants, bistros, and cozy cafes, and during holidays and festivals, the whole block is decorated with lights and ornaments, turning it into a festival wonderland. Even if you don't plan on dining or shopping, simply taking a stroll through Xintiandi at night is an experience itself. In addition to its nightlife and shopping, the Xintiandi area is also home to a place of great historical significance. The memorial of the First National Congress of the Communist Party of China. This site marks the birthplace of the CPC, the political starting point of contemporary China. Inside, carefully restored scenes and the multimedia displays vividly recreate the atmosphere of the early 1920s, when the party was founded. If you are interested in modern Chinese history, the memorial is definitely worth a visit. Another favorite spot among international visitors is Tianzifang. Like Xintiandi, it's transformed from an old residential block, but Tianzifang carries a more artistic folk-style charm. Its value lies in its authenticity. Instead of big chain stores, most shops here are family-owned or run by local artists. As you wander the narrow lanes, you will hear a mix of Mandarin, Shanghainese, and English, and you might even come across artists sketching or crafting right in the alleys. Tianzifang is also a great place for unique souvenirs, hand-sewn leather bags, customized jewelry, locally brewed rice wine. Each piece carries a personal story. Although its peak popularity was more than a decade ago, and many shops have since closed, Tianzifang has returned to a quieter, more genuine atmosphere. Today, walking through feels less like a tourist attraction and more like stepping back into an old neighborhood of Shanghai. And if you remember the Nanshi district from the last episode, an old town that was demolished without preservation, Tianzifang feels all the more precious, a corner of Shanghai that has survived and adapted while keeping its soul. Luwan district is a very special part of Shanghai's story. As an administrative division, it has disappeared forever, but in people's memory, it's still alive. Some residents even call for the restoration of its name. Here, Chinese and Western cultures meet, modern and classical styles coexist. It can be both elegant and fashionable, yet still full of everyday life. It was once home to celebrities and the wealthy, but also to ordinary families. In that sense, Luwan is just like Shanghai itself, a place of diversity, energy, and culture. Over the past 3 episodes, we've explored Luwan, Nanshi, and Huangpu, together forming the new Huangpu district. Each deserves at least a one-day visit. But of course, there is so much more waiting beneath the surface. We will continue to explore them in greater depth in future videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.